In Hasidus, when it talks about Shema Yisrael, there is the Lashon is Limsa Nafshai Be'echad. It's very interesting that in the whole world, the Indian of giving yourself over for Kiddush Hashem is in a lot of Sidurim it says to sing it by Shema Yisrael, that you're ready to go into a fire for Hashem. But in Chassidus, it's interesting that to give yourself over to the Eibishter, to give your goof over to the Eibishter, is really ubachol nafshecha. Limson nafshay ve'echad is a whole different story. It means to give over your ritzoynus to the Eibishter, which is much more difficult than one time giving your life away to the Eibishter. Limsa nafshay, that you don't have your own rotzen, that the Eibishter's rotzen, that's all that counts, that you have to do every minute. That is a much more difficult avodah, and that's how Chassidus translates, that's the kavanah of Hashem Echad. So let's try to bring this down in simple words that we could have epis shayches to what Chassidus asks us to work on, the project of Shema Yisrael. Every person has ritzoynus. I feel like doing this, I feel like doing that. And to not do what you feel like doing, just because I feel like I'm going to not do it, this is bidakis, in a small way, limsa nafshay b'yechad. To train ourselves to go against our will. That is a little bit along the lines that's much more difficult than swinging our head to Mizrach and Ma'ariv, la, boom, boom, boom. I don't know, it's a very good exercise, but it doesn't cost any money. This is not any commitment. Swinging your head, Mizrach, Ma'ariv, boom, boom, boom. You forgot about yourself, and you're the same yesh as a minute before. I don't know if you are yotze, even echad. If you're willing to give epis up, giving up something for the Eibishter, holding yourself back from something, or doing something that you don't feel like doing, that's called limsa nafshay b'yechad. We have to learn to be for real and not be chitzonian and imitate, do things because somebody else does. That's not Hasidus Chabad. We got to be for real. We got to try to be for real. It's a life struggle to try to be for real. Even if it's fas emes, but it got to be a epis emes. Some people say, today, month finished the skafia. First of all, I don't know what that means, but I do know that a skafia on your own taivis or machshavas, dibur, maise, for sure applies. If you want to say something, a juicy lashon hara or a juicy dvarim b'telim, and you hold yourself in, that's for sure a skafia for today. That is very important. And to say that today month finished us is pashat apikarsis. There's no words. It's dvarim b'telim legamre. The religion did not change. The Rebbe wants every bacher to daven with avodas hatfilah. The Rabbi used to give brachas in my age, in my days, when I was 17, 18 years old. Every yechidus, not only me, but my bracha, my age, a part of the bracha was in Atzlach and avodas hatfilah. A bracha cannot just daven. He has to daven like a chassid. He has to know that the chassidus that you learn before davening is a hachana to the davening. It has to be a hachana. So one of the things that should really be is that you don't go to the mikveh after you learn chassidus, because then you're making a hefzik from the chassidus. Then you're going to the mikveh. Then you talk dvar b'teilim in the mikveh. Then you first come to daven. So you're blowing it. If avodas hatfilah, you need a hachana. The Rebbe once said, I think it's a letter, that chassidus before davening is a time you're starting to daven. The chassidus is already a davening. So you don't go to the mikveh before davening. So be'emes, you should go to the mikveh before, learn chassidus, make sure you don't talk any dvar b'teilim right after chassidus. You go right away to davening. This is a serious, the lashon by chassidim, mishtelzach davening. It says mishtelzach. You pause and stop and think, what am I going to do now? I'm going to talk to the Eibishter. That alone is already called achana. You take, this is a serious thing here. So it starts from chassidus, and the chassidus you go later into davening. But if you go to daven, then you run to the mikveh, then you eat mezenis. You can imagine already, you're blowing it. You're blowing with all the koiches you put into achana. You're messing it up. The whole heta of davening late, sometimes it's after Zman Tefillah, is because hachana to davening is so important. But it has to be hachana. Not that Zman Tefillah is a joke. It's the same Eibishter. You have to realize everything that is said in the Shulchan Aruch is serious business. It's not something to... But in order to daven, like it should be called a davening, there's even from the Rebbe, very interesting, one of the things that the Rebbe writes, that Tefillah, according to the machlokes of Tefillah is the Rabbanan or Tefillah is the Raisa. But the Rambam says that if it's Bakashas Tzracha, it's for sure min HaTorah. So if a person doesn't learn Chassidus, let's say, and he doesn't have anything that he needs, then his davening will be Tefillah D'Rabbanan. But a person who learns Chassidus, and he has things that are bothering him, that he's missing, and he's going to ask the Eibishter to help him, so he comes out, and then he's making the Tefillah to be at the Reis. So you see, Pashit, one of the inyanim of what Chassidus before davening is that it helps you understand that you're missing, and it helps you realize that you need to turn to the Eibishter for help, and then the davening will be a deraisa. But when is it going to become a deraisa? If that's what I'm working on, I'm learning Chassidus because I'm working on myself. So then when I learn, I'm going to realize that I'm missing a lot of things. So I'm going to turn to the Eibishter to help me. So there has to be a hemshach from Chassidus to davening. It can't be in the middle. We run to the mikveh, we run to eat the zaynis, we start talking dvar b'teilim. What did you do? You wasted such beautiful time. You could have taken off from Chassidus, and now you're taking off with something else. ya, 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 ya,